So these 3 rules are really going to help you if you overcomplicate your trading, okay? So I'm going to go through, show you some live trade examples, write out the rules, and it's going to help you, simplify your trading and take it to that next level, okay? So before I get into that, I've had a few comments in the past about a trading group, starting a trading group, forex signals, right? Live trading streams. In fact, I put out a poll and most of you want to see live trading streams. So a few of you may have realised that I haven't been putting out as many trading videos as I normally do. I haven't forgotten about you, quite the opposite, right? I've been trying to really think about how I can help a lot of you guys get to the next step, right? So on the back end, I've been working on a website that's going to have live trading streams, a community aspect, right, where people can come in, chat, have different groups about, whatever, trading system groups, whether it's automated trading systems, smart money trading systems, whatever sort of, you create your own group. Some educational content in there, so some step-by-step educational content if you're at the beginning stages of your journey or you want to learn more about a specific topic. Some books, some really good books that have helped me get to where I am in my trading journey. Probably may have them incorporated on the website as like ebooks and things like that. Some other aspects here that I'm not going to talk about because these may be I may make this section members only. I haven't quite decided yet. Some Q&As, like some live Q&As, so any questions that you've got, fire them into me. We'll go through on the charts and I'll basically do like a YouTube sort of style video, do you know what I mean? Have like live Q&As. Obviously a link to the YouTube channel, some micro and macroeconomics so that you can be aware of what's going on in the markets. An area I haven't, I might get some people on and have like almost like a podcast type thing so you can get insights from other traders. We'll get some questions together inside the community, right? Some questions that we want to ask some traders. We'll get them on, ask them some questions, and again, another little community aspect here. So like I say, not sure how I'm going to structure this yet. I've only just started working on this. Obviously, everyone's going to be able to have their own login, so you can come in and start getting involved with everyone inside the platform. Obviously, it's going to be a better environment for everyone. You get like-minded people inside there talking about, their trades, the trade setups that they're looking at for the week, and just trying to make a platform that has everything you need. Whether you're, a beginning someone that's just getting into trading, or whether you are a consistently profitable trader, right? Hopefully to have, build a community of everyone in between. So let me know what you think about that. It's just something that I've been working on. Again, not quite sure how I'm going to structure it. There's a lot of work involved with that sort of thing. So let me know what you think with that. Alright, so getting back to the video that you clicked on, right? 3 rules that you need to trade smart money, okay? The only 3 rules. Keeping this nice and simple, right? Not overcomplicating your trading. So in a nutshell, right? We want to be trading in the direction of the trend, okay? In the direction of the money, right? With this system, with this trading system, we don't want to be trying to fight against the trend, trying to capture these little reversals, okay? We can adjust that, okay? And we'll look into that potentially in a future video, or again, maybe looking, something we can look at inside the group. But these 3 main rules, we're going to be looking at trading in the direction of the trend. So our first rule, we're going to want to identify higher highs and higher lows, okay? Or lower lows and lower highs in this case, right? So we've got lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? We're obviously bearish, okay? After that, right, this is going to be on our higher time frame, okay? So we're going to be identifying higher highs and higher lows, or lower lows and lower highs on our higher time frame. So we'll write it out, right? 3 rules to smart money trading, okay? Okay, so our first rule, right? Trade in line with the higher time frame trend. Okay, for this we're going to use the 4 hour. Okay, we're going to use the 4 hour, so you might want to write 4 hour in there. So we're going to identify, to do that, we're going to identify higher highs and higher lows. Okay, so in a bullish opportunity, right? Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, okay? In a bullish opportunity, so the market traveling higher, right? And in a bearish opportunity, lower highs and lower lows, okay? So lower highs, lower lows, right? In a bearish opportunity. We then want to identify our higher time frame point of interest, okay? We're going to want to look at things like this. All right, so in this example, right, you can see that we've got higher highs, higher lows, okay? We've got a valid supply zone or a valid order block through here. We then travel down, break the structure, okay? Break a higher time frame structure. We come back up and we tap into that order block. Okay, so what we're going to want to identify here is we're going to want to identify, and just bear in mind, this is just an example that I'm showing, but I'm going to be going through some other examples, okay? I'm just showing this because it's just here on the chart, okay? Obviously, we'd want to wait for the confirmation of the lower highs and lower lows, and then look for our order block, okay? So after we've got, let's just pull this back. After we've got our point of interest, right? We then want to, our third rule is to drop down and refine our entry, okay? So our third rule is to drop down to our lower time frame. In this case, we're going to be using the 5 minute, okay, but it can be any time frame that you see fit, right? You know, the 5 minute may not be suitable for you. Drop down to your lower time frame and refine your entry, right? So how are we going to refine our entry? We're going to be refining our entry through Wyckoff, okay, and liquidations, right? Liquidations of obviously liquidations of liquidity, right? Plenty of videos on that, and Wyckoff, okay. So looking at basically lower time frame order blocks and supply and demand zones and liquidations of them, right? So they are your 3 rules, right? Obviously you can elaborate on that further. You know, it's completely up to you, right? So what we'll be doing now, drop down to our lower time frame, okay, just to clarify on this third rule. And then what we're going to be looking at is waiting for price to come into a higher time frame order block, point of interest, and then we're going to be looking for some Wyckoff accumulation or distribution rather, in this case, in a bearish case, to get involved with a short trade. Okay, remembering that we're only looking for trades in the direction of a higher time frame, okay? So we're only looking for short opportunities. Obviously, you know, a lot of you understand and can appreciate that there's going to be trading opportunities long all the way through here on your higher time frame, but for this specific strategy, we're trying not to overcomplicate our trading, right? This is to keep our trading simple. 3 simple rules, the only 3 simple rules that you need to be profitable in this market, okay? All right, so let's find some, I'm just going to scroll back, find some random examples, right? And we're going to run through these on together. So we know exactly what we're looking at, the order we're looking at it in, and how we can refine our entries through Wyckoff, okay? Through our lower time frame supply and demand zones, right? All right, so if we scrunch our chart up and just go to a random point on the chart, we don't want to go too far because obviously I want to use the drop down to a 5 minute, and sometimes TradingView doesn't give you the data if you go back too far, so we'll just go, I don't know, hopefully this is right here. Let's have a look, 5 minute, data point too far back. Right, okay. Move out to our 4 hour, okay, a higher time frame, and we'll go through our 3 rules, right? So just paste our 3 rules there. Where are they? There they are. Okay, so rule number 1, trade in line with a higher time frame. So we want to identify our higher highs and higher lows, right? Quite obviously see that we've got higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, right? Higher highs, higher lows. Rule number 2, let's just move these down a little bit. Let's delete that. We then want to identify our higher time frame point of interest, so our supply and demand zone, right? So there's a few places you may be looking at, okay? If we start pushing up, you can be looking at this as your higher time frame point of interest. You can have multiple, obviously, just bear in mind that. And you can be looking at down here as well, okay? So why? Obviously, we've got a liquidation of a low, okay? Liquidation and a move higher, and the same here, right? We've got a liquidation of a low, right? And a move higher. Okay, so if this fails, again, this is just a random point on the chart. I don't know whether this is going to hold, whether this is going to fail. We're going to look at this point, and we're going to look at this point through here. Okay, so these are our higher time frame points of interest, right? So we've got our rule number 1, tick, rule number 2, tick, and now we want to drop down to our lower time frame, as we discussed was going to be the 5 minute, to refine our entry through Wyckoff, okay, and liquidations of supply and demand zones, right? Or liquidations of support and resistance zones, rather, that turn into supply and demand zones on the lower time frame, right? So drop down to our 5 minute, okay? We understand that this is our point of interest, so now is just about patience, right? We just got to wait, and you know, everything in between is just noise, right? We want to be patient, wait for price to come down, hit our supply or demand zone, and then look for an entry into the trade. So we just zoom out to the 1 hour. Oh, right, okay. Let's pull this back. Pull this back. So we're in our zone. Drop down to the 5 minute and observe what's happening. Okay, so we're looking for, again, Wyckoff accumulation to take place inside of this zone. So we'll run through that. Let's just drop down. So what have we got? Let's run through this, okay? Together and slowly. Price pushing down. Push up. We get some liquidation. We sell through that. Okay, just as I'm running through this, right, if you haven't seen my video on market sentiment, I'll put it up on the screen. Watch that, because that, if you don't understand what I'm saying in some of these in this example or some of these examples, then that is going to help you, right? Understanding market sentiment, right? It's very important, okay? Again, similar sort of thing. We start breaking structure on the lower time frame as well. Find support, break structure on the lower time frame. We push down and then we push up higher, right? Creating some liquidity. So if I just get rid of some of this to neaten it up. If you was unaware of that, right, you can see that we push down, push up, right? This is our preliminary support, okay? Or preliminary supply. We then move lower, we break structure on the lower time frame, we come through, find some more support, okay? So a similar thing that happened there, some more support, start pushing up, and then we liquidate it, okay? So this technically is on a 1 minute time frame, not very clear on a 5 minute. If we was to drop down, I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk dropping down in case we can't get the data. This could be a lower time frame point of interest, right? So this would be our lower time frame order block. We actually see a reaction off of that. So whether you was early to it, okay, you could be entering on that lower time frame order block, or you could already be entered in if you was aggressive, or you could also be waiting now for a return to that level to look to get involved. Or alternatively, you could be looking just at the higher time frame. Okay, obviously, you know, we want to drop down and really refine our entries, but if you want to just look at the higher time frame point of interest or higher time frame order block, you're more than welcome to. But obviously, just remember that dropping down and refining your entries, in my opinion anyway, is going to be the best bet, right? So now we've got our schematic playing out. Obviously, it's not very clear on the 5 minute. If we was to drop down to the 1 minute, it may be a bit better. But if we jump back out to the 4 hour, right, you can see that where are we looking to target, right? We want to, obviously, we understand that we're in a trend, okay? And we're taking out higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So we want to ideally look for this high to be taken, okay? Potential target, potential partials off at this high, understanding that we could quite easily see a tap into an order block and a liquidation of this low, right? So we want to take partials. I'd want to take partials anyway off at this higher time frame level, just in case price comes back down to liquidate these lows. Obviously, we're looking for price to take out these highs here, right? So if we just go to our 1 hour, we'll drop down to our 5 minute. Looking for price to hit them levels, right? Obviously, we understand that we could get liquidated here. There's no way of knowing whether this actually is a valid order block, right? Obviously, we know it's valid, but it may get ran through a push higher, and then we'll look to get involved again, right? So this isn't going to work 100% of the time. Obviously, you will have losing trades, right? But that's fine. Okay, so our second entry would have been valid here, right? So we push higher, tap back into that order block perfectly. Do we see higher prices? We start to see higher prices. We're breaking structure, right? So you may roll your stops to break even, depending on how you want to play that. Let's just zoom out to our 1 hour. Okay, so this was our first point of interest, okay? And actually, you'd most likely want to target this order block, okay, just in case this is some distribution looking to take out these lows, right? So to partial out of your trade may be a good idea. We come back down, tap into the supply zone, which we generated through here. Let's just zoom out to our 4 hour. We haven't been taking out the trade yet. Right, obviously our stops are down here, or if you was looking at the higher time frame order block, down here. And we take out our trade, okay? So again, following our 3 rules, right? Trade in line with the trend, identify a higher time frame point of interest, and then drop down to a lower time frame to refine the entry, right? Again, that would have been a very, very nice trade. The first opportunity would have been about a 7R and the second about a 36R, right? With partials off at the higher time frame order block, right? That's optional, okay? You don't have to do that. Obviously, there's going to be pros and cons to each. Again, plenty of videos on that, right? So let's have a look at another pair. Let's try and get some different trades in. Let's just go to the next one. Pound dollar. Scrunch our chart up. Let's just paste our rules onto this, onto here. 4 hour. Right, there are our rules. Again, scrunch our chart up, go to a random point. Don't want to go too far because we want to use our lower time frame. So replay. Let's just go to about here. Not too far. Move our rules up. Again, completely random. No idea what's going to happen here. Just picking 3 random points. May lose, may win. The point is just going through these rules with you so you sort of understand the process, right? Okay. So, what have we got? starting to break down to the downside. Starting to break down to the downside, right? We've got lower highs, lower lows, right? Lower highs, lower lows. Let's move this forward. We've got a high through there, a liquidation of that high. So that's our demand zone. Right, tap into that. So let's just move this down. So this is obviously, we're going to, keep doing it. We're going to drop down to our, so look, trade in line with the higher time frame trend. Okay, we've already identified that it's bearish. We've identified a higher time frame point of interest, right? We had liquidity generation through there. We've ran that liquidity, okay? Ran that liquidity. And to be fair, you could even argue that that's your order block. Broke the structure here. I'd look at that zone here. Moved away. We've broken, we haven't actually broken the higher time frame structure, okay? So may not see this as valid. Okay, let's just remove that. Let's look again. Wait till we break the structure on the right. So we broke structure, right? So now again, lower high. Okay. Looking at our order block again. Liquidation. So we got some liquidity generation. Okay. A liquidation of that level, right, giving us our point of interest, our higher time frame point of interest. We've broken structure to the downside, so now we just want to wait for a move into our higher time frame order block, and then we want to drop down and refine our entry, looking to take out take out these lows, or obviously, you know, the market could potentially move lower, and then we'll be looking to take out wherever the market starts to reverse. So, right, so it is there potentially. Again, patience, right? We just got to be patient and wait for our zone to get hit. It may never get hit, okay? But, you know, that is part of the game, right? Okay, so let's reverse, come back out of that. Right, could argue that our zone's down there. Okay, it's the start of the move, right? Start of the sell up through. Let us drop down now to our 5 minute. And just wait. Okay, so again, if you don't want to drop down to the 5 minute, okay, you want to be more of a swing trader, take a swing trading approach, you could look straight away at this as an entry, right? Looking for the lows to get taken out. Wherever the lows are, somewhere down there, not really sure. Just move this out of our way. But if you want to follow the 3 rules, then now we're looking for our Wyckoff inside of this zone, okay? Liquidation of the high. Support, liquidation of that, right? Taking the high. So ideally we want to see a break of this level and a tap into this order block. Similar setup here, right? Liquidation of the high, another order block through there, okay, a buy up through. So again, a lower time frame supply and demand zone, right? Looking for an entry, or looking for price to come and take out our lows, right, wherever they are. Okay, we'll just leave that down there somewhere. Obviously, if this gets liquidated, I'm going to be looking at this level through here to get involved. Start to break structure to the downside. Right, let's just zoom out to 4 hour. So looking at that to get liquidated, and that level there to get liquidated. And we get stopped out of the trade, right? Drop down to the 5 minute. This looks like it was the cross. Alright, so you may or may not have taken partials through there. Looks like that got liquidated, okay? Short opportunity again. Right. Looking to take out our lows. Let's just move out to a 4 hour. Again, no idea what happens here. We could take 3 or 4 losers before we get our winner. Again, that is just trading, okay? Have no idea. Right, okay, so it looks like we're starting to move now. Don't get taken out of there. You may have partialed off somewhere through here on that order block. So you may be already out for a partial. And whether or not you decided to roll stops to break even, you could potentially be out of that trade. Do we take out the lows? Ooh, not quite. Not quite. We may not even hit this. May not even hit this. Again, patience, and we get taken out of our trade. Okay, again, very, very nice trade, right? So let's just go on to another pair, find another random example. All right, dollar yen. Scrunch our chart up. Get our rules. Don't want to go too far. Let's just go to about that. Right, where's our rules gone? Okay. Identify a higher time frame trend using higher highs, higher lows, right? So higher highs, higher lows. Okay, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. We've got some liquidity generation. Again, market sentiment. If you haven't seen that video, check that out. Point of interest through there. We've actually don't know what happened to our box. There it is. Okay, so that's a point of interest, right? And we got a liquidation through there. So, you know, we can look at this point if this gets blasted through. We've hit that point of interest, okay? So now we want to drop down to a 5 minute and look for Wyckoff inside of this area, okay? Again, may just be liquidated, right? See what happens. Again, if you're aggressive, could just enter there. But we want to refine our entries, right? Looking for that high to get taken. What have we got? What have we got? We've got liquidation. We've got highs, structure being broken. Liquidation of that low. See these highs taken out. Oh. Don't quite take out them highs. I'd like to see a tap down into this area. Or if it was on a 1 minute, maybe looking through there as well. So again, refining our kill zone, okay? So this may have been our tap into the order block. Okay, break above this structure, a sell through, and a tap into this order block. Obviously, we would have missed this. This was really late at night. We're going to be looking at this area. Okay, we've broken above this high. So if we can get area price to push down into this zone, I'll be looking to take a long opportunity, right? Looking to take out the highs, whether or not we do that. So that area that I was talking about, we may have missed this trade. Okay, may have just missed this trade. Right, we tap into that. Looking to take out the highs. Let's look, go to a 4 hour. Let's see, you want to take out these highs now. Hoping that this is going to be our lower low. Our higher low, sorry. Get liquidated out of that. Again, may have partialed off there at these highs or this order block, right, which we actually tap into perfectly. So this order block through here may have partialed off of there, tap into that, liquidate these lows. Again, potentially could have had a re-entry there, right? But we'll take it as a loss. Okay, you get the point of the video, right? I'm not going to keep going on this video, get too repetitive, too boring. Okay, so I hope let's just see what happens here. Whether or not we actually take out the highs. We don't, we start to break to the downside. Okay, so tap into this order block, start to break down to the downside. Okay, so that again is the benefit of taking partial profits, right? Obviously, you're not always going to capture these. Oh, not even that one. Where's our 5 minute? Where's our 5 minute? Yeah, it was that one. You're not always going to capture these 9R trades, 10R trades, right? Obviously, there's benefit in partialing profits along the way. So I hope you got value from the video. If you did, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and wherever you are on your trading journey, I hope you have a good week, and I'll see you on the next one.